It just got a lot easier for people to 3D print guns in their own living rooms. Cody Wilson, gun rights activist and founder of Defense Distributed, heralded in a new age of digital gun making in 2013 when he published the printable blueprint of a weapon called the Liberator, a functional single-shot pistol that was mostly made out of plastic. Within 48 hours, the blueprint for the Liberator was downloaded over 100,000 times. Also within 48 hours, Obama's State Department ordered Wilson to take the blueprint down, alleging it violated international firearm trade regulations. Cody Wilson felt the State Department's demands violated his right to free speech. He said he wasn't facilitating firearm exports. He was just posting code, something that would be protected by the First Amendment. This belief led him and other plaintiffs to file a lawsuit in 2015 against the State Department. The case was quietly settled on June 29, 2018, before the issue could be ruled upon. In the settlement, the government agreed to waive its prior restraint against Wilson, thus allowing him and others to freely publish blueprints for weapons on the internet. With the legal barrier now cleared, Wilson says he wants his website to become the Wikipedia of downloadable guns. But while Wilson and other gun enthusiasts see the settlement as a victory, gun control advocates are scrambling to figure out what to do. Avery Gardner, co-president of the Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence, said her organization's first plan of action is to uncover the mysteries of the settlement. So they filed a Freedom of Information Act to obtain documents pertaining to how the government decided on the settlement, even suggesting that the NRA or the National Shooting Sports Foundation were involved.
Nothing changed in this case other than the fact that control of the presidency and the Department of Justice and state switched. So the coincidence of the timing and the background of the repeated influence by the NRA and this administration's gun policies made us want to ask those questions. And maybe there won't be anything there, but we want to know, and we think the public has a right to know.
The National Shooting Sports Foundation said it was not a party in the case and had no discussions or communications with the State Department about the settlement. The NRA did not respond to a request for comment, but a U.S. Department of State spokesperson said the settlement was voluntarily entered into between the plaintiffs and the State Department. The settlement comes as the government is reviewing public comments on a proposed rule to transfer the oversight of exporting non-military weapons from the U.S. Department of State to the Department of Commerce, and this includes any technical data related to these weapons. The advent of digital guns has complicated the questions gun control advocates have to ask themselves. How do you know if a potentially violent person has printed a gun? Do you have the right to know what someone has 3D printed in their own home? Can 3D printing companies themselves take action against what's printed? Are they even allowed to?
If instead in the future, people can just 3D print their own gun, that eliminates the background check for that particular gun and means that it will be very easy for dangerous people to get guns. So that's my first and biggest concern. My second concern is that the guns will be largely untraceable. They won't have serial numbers on them. So when they're recovered at crime scenes, the police won't be able to trace them back to their original owners.
But for people like Wilson, this isn't a question about good versus evil. He believes Defense Distributed and the proliferation of 3D printed gun blueprints is a public good. So what does this new era look like? Well, we're already kind of living in it. Even though the blueprint for the Liberator was initially taken down, it was still available on the dark web and torrenting websites for anyone to find. The only difference now is that it has a legal stamp of approval. August 1st is the first day users can go to Wilson's website and download the blueprints for a variety of firearms, including AR-15 style rifles. Of course, there are some restrictions. For example, you won't be able to get the blueprints for weapons over .50 caliber since the State Department continues to maintain control over these files. Gun control advocates have their work cut out for them because as of now, no one really knows how to go about the issue.
We don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but we're concerned enough about this that we're trying to explore as many avenues as we can. And we may need to engage the public and industry in that conversation about what kind of country we want to be and how we want to address this problem.